I'm going to split the screen because we are taking a look at the outline for education. There we go. So I have a couple of careers saved, and we've looked at these before. I think that I went and explored picture framer and high school teacher. Within these, there's going to be some educational opportunities that you're going to have to pursue. I'm going to go ahead with picture framer because I think that might be a little bit more difficult than the traditional high school pathway, high school teacher pathway, or maybe I'll explore both. So let me go with picture framer, and I need to scroll down to education and training. So with education and training, I have a couple of options, and like woodworking in general or fine arts studio or fine studio arts. I would say this is woodworking more. That's what I would want to be working for. So related majors, woodworking. So, custom work, shop management, CNC woodworking. So this looks like the type of information that I would need to be a successful picture framer. It is offered at North Central Michigan College in Petoskey. So I am going to explore this school. So what I'm going to do is right here, it's set in a small town. There's an airport. It's by Interstate 75, and housing is available on campus. There are a total of almost 2,800 students enrolled in this college. So that describes the school. If you can understand like those kind of statistics or that type of information, this school is in Petoskey, which is a small town. There is an airport, and campus housing is available. Nearly 3,000 students attend this school. So there, I just described the school. I probably will go back and add a little bit more about the training. So we're going to describe the program. Financial breakdown, average financial aid packet. So on average, most students receive around $3,400 in help. So these are the certificate diplomas that they offer. These are the associates that they offer. So taking that into consideration, keep looking. And what we're going to do is we are actually going to visit this school's website. Let me see if this is a launch link. It is not. So North Central Michigan College. I am going to go visit their website. All right. And I'm going to spend some time investigating their website. So you start in Xello, and then you launch into the actual school's website. You're going to spend most of your time here. So this is where we would find our program, and we'd be able to describe the program. And when it says explain why it's a good fit for you, that's when you have to not use Xello and not use the school's website. You need to talk to me about why it fits you. Is it a good fit because you're a creative person? Is it a good fit because you're an introvert? Is the school a good fit because you like small towns? Is the school a good fit because it's kind of close to home, but not that close that your parents are gonna swing by your dorm room and say hi, surprise? So why is that school and that program a good fit for you? So that's in your own words. So you really don't need a website to help you answer C. All right, so the academic requirements. What does it take to get into that college? That's what I want to know. What do you have to do beforehand to be able to get there? So is there a GPA requirement? Do you have to have ACT or SAT test scores to be able to get in? Do you have to fill out an application? Do you have to provide an essay? So there's all of these things. You're going to be jumping into this college website and finding that information. You really are going to have to research. And so some students really don't like that. I've had some students just straight up call. They're like, forget this searching on the website. I'm just going to call them and ask them. And that's fine if that's what you want to do. And then not only do you have to research the school, but you have to research the program. Sometimes those applications are separate. When the guidance counselors come in and they talk about schools and such, I've heard them say there was a student that made it into the music program at U of M, which is very competitive and very difficult to do. So this student got into the music program with her violin, made the auditions and everything, but she didn't get accepted to U of M, the school. She made it through the auditions and into the program, but she failed to meet the requirements to actually get accepted to U of M. So she wasn't able to go. So you're going to have to find out if your program has specific requirements. I know that in order for me and most of my peers here to get into the School of Ed, we had to have a certain number of volunteer hours, certain classes had to be taken. We had to get TB tests. There was quite a few things that we had to do in order to actually apply to the School of Education, wherever we went to school. So I applied to Grand Valley and I got in, but I had to then apply to the School of Ed to be able to get into that program. So there's a difference, and that's the difference that you're going to have to investigate. And it might require a phone call, and that's okay. So the one thing that you're not going to find on their website is, what are they looking for in an applicant? What do you think they're looking for in an applicant? When somebody is in the education field, what do you think they're looking for in an applicant? Probably somebody that's a different personality than, say, somebody who is going in for communications and social media as a major. I'm sure that somebody who is going for a degree in physics, their applicants look a little bit different than somebody who is going in for fashion design. So what is that program looking for in a person? Are they looking for somebody who is outgoing? Are they looking for somebody who pays attention to detail? Thinking about the job that you want, what kind of person does that job need? And that is how you're going to answer number 5. Now, what is it going to cost? That is probably going to be the easiest thing you're going to be able to find on the website. So tuition rates, scholarships, financial aid, and that's just at this website. And I've never been to this website, so that information is front and center. So taking a look at grants, financial aid, scholarships, those are resources that are available at most colleges for everybody. What is it going to cost? That's going to be different based on what college you pick or what trade school you decide to go to. I had a student a number of years ago that decided he was going to go to a 17-month diesel tech school in Ohio. And that diesel tech 17-month program, something like that, cost $9,000. So, and that was just like a one-time fee. And he was in the diesel tech school. So that's a little bit different than going to a four-year college. My sister ended up going to Blue Heron Academy, where she was then certified to be a phlebotomist. And then she continued another one and got certified to be a massage therapist. But those programs were 9 months, and I want to say 12 months. And each of them had just like a huge dollar amount that you had to pay, and you're in. Kind of like cosmetology school. So you've got some options here. You're going to have to do some digging. This outline is going to be the one where you put in the most work. but it is the most important because this outline is going to be the foundation for your project. If this outline is not done, there's no project. So it is very important that you take your time and go through and find, to the best of your ability, all of the answers that are being asked of you on this outline. The ones that I can understand that you might struggle with are the program requirements. That, I'm just going to tell you up front, that's going to be the hardest part to find. And we can look together. You can give them a call. That's probably the best part to it. Then they can tell you where to go on their website, because some of these school websites are very deep. They're dense. There's a lot of information packed on these school websites. If you have any questions regarding this outline, please don't hesitate to contact one of us so that we can help you out. Again, I can't stress it enough. If this outline is not done, you do not have a final project, which is worth a paper. Okay? It's worth a paper. So it's important to put in the time to answer these questions. Maybe go through, answer the easy ones quick, then spend your time filling in the blanks on the other ones. Okay. I also said that I would take you through high school teachers. So let's get down to the bottom. Education and training. So I'm going to probably look at general education. So high school teachers, secondary education. And then if you want to teach elementary, that's primary, or general. So I'm going to go to secondary education. And yes, I want this. So typical courses, teaching methods, this is all parts of a curriculum development, part of some of the stuff that I had to go through. Now, in contrast to Picture Framer, we've got a ton of schools that now offer this major, a ton of them. In Michigan alone, there are 30 that they're offering, but you can change the state if you want to go out of state for college. However, I would caution against that because, man, out-of-state tuition is pricey. So I would stay with a Michigan school. You're going to save yourself a ton of money. So I want to show all of these. And I didn't do that the last time. So we could have had some more offers, but I don't think I did that with Picture Framer. So I went to Grand Valley. So I'll just stick with what I know. They got 2 check marks over here. That means they've got a bachelor's and a graduate program, which is great. So I'm going to click on, because you need a bachelor's at minimum to be a teacher. So it talks about how many graduates, people that are in their master's degree, talks about how many people are in the undergraduate programs at Grand Valley, total of over 24,000 students, talks about ethnicity, talks about people that are in and out of state, talks about gender. This is so much information, so much more than the previous college that we looked at. So I'm really going to have a rich, deep answer in the outline when I talk about what is this school and what can we talk about. Housing is available, airport nearby. Allendale is a small town. Grand Rapids, I don't know if I would describe Grand Rapids as a small town, but Allendale, where the college is located, is a small town. So this is interesting too. The acceptance rate, people that submit and try to get in, those accepted, the average GPA. I mean, there's so much information here, which is great. It gives you the range of people that come in with their ACT score, which is great. And requirements. Application essay, sometimes required. You're going to figure that out. Interview, sometimes required. Transcripts from the high school, you have to have those, and you have to have an ACT or an SAT. You're getting a lot of information just from Xello that you can use to fill in your outline, which is so great when it comes to this career. It's going to be different for every single career. Estimated costs, estimated financial aid. You're going to really want to get some hard numbers. And to do that, you're going to want to go to the school's website. So let me see. I don't think that they have oh, yes, they do. It's right here. contact information. Da-da-da-da. All right. So we've got majors and programs, admissions. This is where you're going to dig in and find the information that you need. So if I went to majors and programs, this is where I'm going to be able to bounce off and go to the education. So I want to stick with a bachelor's degree because you got to get that one first. And while there are just going to be pages and pages and pages of majors. So that's when this search bar is really going to help. Whoa. Okay, we've narrowed it down. We've got early education, we have special education, we have graduate teacher certificate, higher education. And so going through here and figuring out where you want to focus your attention is going to be important. And then once you're there, then you can find out the program requirements that is going to entail. So huge difference between picture framer information and where you can go to wanting to be a high school teacher and where you can go and get that information. So I hope this helps. It's digging, it's research. So it's a good thing that we're doing this now because there's going to be some assignments in the future in different departments, whether it's social studies or science, where you're going to have to research, you're going to have to dig. And so digging to gather up information for your future is a great way to start. I hope you guys have a great week, and come see me if you need any help, or Mr. Crow.